Good morning, dear sir and madam. So, as a part of this innovation and entrepreneurship activities, so we already introduced a few courses on experiential engineering starting from first year, that is academic success, prototyping, fabrication, PBL and RBL. So, the basic outcome of all these particular courses are during the first year, the students may be coming up with the innovative ideas, and during the second year, they may be going to develop the prototypes, and during the third year, so with some technology, they are going to prototype or innovate in the next level, or some students may be turning into the startups. So this is what we are doing. In addition to this one, so there are students from the final year, they are going to carry out the projects. So some of the students, they are going to build the apps if they are from the CSE, computer science background. And especially when we take the civil engineering, electrical, mechanical and electronics also, many of the students are going to make the prototypes. But here there is no platform for bringing all the students, whatever the prototypes they are building as a part of UG, PG project or as a part of PBL. So basically all these ideas need to be uploaded into the Yukthi portal. So in the last academic year, even though we tried to make uploading of ideas, so to upload the ideas from all the 4 years, it may be very difficult to handle by the innovation center. So this time even principals are told, and even you also there in couple of meetings with the principals are. So where we are talking about making a prototypes and uploading in the Yukthi portal, and this time for even PBL or any exit courses evaluation. So before coming to the external evaluation, compulsory they have to submit the form which has to get it from the Yukthi portal. So after submitting or reposting their ideas, one form will be generated. They have to come with that particular form compulsory. That is what we are going to take the initiative for evaluating the PBL or any other courses, and we will have a separate plan for even getting these UG, PG projects into this particular portal. For that also we are going to plan in the month of February or January. Why? Because by that time the students may be completing their projects. So as a part of this one, I want to create some awareness among all the faculty members or project coordinators, how you can benefit or how you can deposit the ideas in the National Innovation Repository. So what is this National Innovation Repository? For what purpose they have created this portal? So you might have seen this Ministry of Education Innovation Cell exist before the COVID also. So during the COVID time, almost all the activities are shut down in the institutions. There is no students flow into the institutions. So basically, even during the COVID time, many of the institutions are taking care of only the academics, but they are not bothering about the activities like innovation and entrepreneurship activities. So still they want to engage the students across all over the India. They have created a portal called Yukthi. So Yukthi stands for Young India Combating COVID with Knowledge, Technology and Innovation Portal. So that is created in the April 2020. So basically in this, what will be there in the Yukthi portal? So first of all, anyone means the students, faculty members, alumni, startups or whoever associating with the institute. So they can deposit their ideas, innovations, prototypes or startups into this particular portal. So once anyone is going to upload their innovative ideas, startups or prototypes into this particular portal, there may be several evaluations at the different stages. So the first kind of evaluation will be there at the institution level, and if it is satisfying what is the requirements, so we have certain criteria to evaluate whatever the innovation submitted. In the next level, it may be linked to the various schemes by the Ministry of Education, or it may be linked to the external mentors, or it may be linked to the external incubators also for the funding support. So if some students are going to submit their ideas or innovations or startups into this particular portal, so through this particular portal, so we are going to take care of evaluation of these particular ideas and connect or mentor these particular students, those who submitted or reposited their ideas into the portal to the next level. So that is what this particular Yukthi National Innovation Repository. So it is there in the earlier, during the April 2020. So basically it was there, just you can go to Yukthi portal and submit. But right now they made it mandatory for all the institutions to build this particular repository of all the ideas, innovations and startups into this Yukthi portal. So this is the, from this Yukthi portal, they are going to consider directly for many cases, like for the ranking purpose, like RA ranking, NIRF, or any ranking. So they are going to consider this particular portal as the source of whatever the institute data. So that's what it is very important for any institution to build their whatever the ideas, prototypes and startups developed into this National Innovation Repository. This will be directly considered for institutional ranking or any other purposes by the Ministry of Education. So basically when we consider this National Innovation Repository, so this is the three initiatives are there from NIR. One is the National Innovation Repository, National Innovation Challenge, National Forum for Technology Transfer and Innovation Commercialization. So basically here this will go one by one. So first of all the students, faculty or who are the members associated with the institute, they are going to deposit into National Innovation Repository in the first level. So whoever reposited the ideas or whatever it may be startups, that will be evaluated by the expert members and it will be nominated to the National Innovation Challenge. So the Ministry of Education are going to conduct some challenges and some events, so where they are going to recognize, reward and they are going to give the funding support. So who are going to submit here, that may be directly nominated to this particular National Innovation Challenge. So that is in the last year there is a National Innovation Contest. So for this National Innovation Contest, individual has to submit the ideas into the portal. Now it is not required. So whoever submitted in the National Innovation Repository, we are going to nominate after the thorough evaluation by the expert members directly to this particular National Innovation Challenge. And the other thing, in the last academic year, you might have seen, there is one event conducted, convert your PhD thesis into a startup. So that is the initiative taken by Ministry of Education. Why? Because in academic institutions, many of the faculty, they might have completed the UG projects, PG projects and PhD, they submitted the thesis, they have carried out much research work and still some of the faculty members, they are going to carry out the research. So there may be some IP elements, there may be some tech transfer elements, there may be some commercialized aspects. So basically here, there is not much awareness among the faculty members on these particular aspects. So still they have taken this initiative, still it is not in the light. So maybe within a couple of months, they are going to train the faculty members among the institutions, how they can do the tech transfers, how they can go for IP, how they can commercialize their whatever the works. So on this particular event, so I think they are going to come up with some initiatives in a couple of months. So these are majorly three things they are going to take over to this particular National Innovation Repository. So when you take this particular National Innovation Repository, so this is a platform where all the institutions as a part of this Institutional Innovation Council can create and maintain a repository of innovations by identifying, scouting and evaluating innovations and startups developed by the faculty members, students, alumni and incubator startups on regular basis. So this portal is not like one day you can submit and leave it off. So it is a 365 days, whenever you want, you can register and submit your ideas. So these IIC institutions can use this for referral and nominations. So something like that, if someone is going to submit their ideas into this particular portal, so that will be evaluated by the expert committee. Then if there is any National Innovation Contest, directly these repository ideas will be nominated to this particular thing. And also if some ideas are good, so there will be some schemes around the some of the incubators. So the best ideas will be referred to the other incubators, and also the best ideas are will be linked to the external mentors also. Why? Because through this particular IAC portal, they have created a pool of mentors in all the sectors. So whoever submitted the ideas into this portal, they may be linked to the external mentors also. That possibility also there. So indexing of innovations. So here they are going to take the innovations based on the themes as well as the stages. So stages when you refer, So technology readiness level they are talking, so and manufacturing readiness level, investment readiness level. I am not going to talk much about this one. So based on this, we'll have some other session in the next week. And National Innovation Challenge. So this is also one of the initiatives by Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. So here what we are going to do means, so nominations of validated innovation startups from NIR and IIC institutions to take part in the national contest and grant challenges. So they are going to conduct many challenges. So in the last academic year there is a onion grant challenge, and that is also like where the students can innovate something for storage and processing of the onions. So there may be, so the students are going to diversify and work on the various thrust areas. So that if there is any relevant kind of grant challenges are there, the submitted ideas may be directly nominated to this particular contest and grant challenges. So mentoring and training support and evaluations. So here the first kind of mentoring and training will be provided at the institution incubation center through the pool of mentors available in the college. And second stage, so if we don't have much expertise in this particular thrust areas where the students are working, so that students will be connected to the external mentors also from the ecosystem. So funding assistance and incubation linkage. So they mentioned in the earlier when they opened this Yukthi portal. So even sometimes there may be some schemes from the government end. So they are going to evaluate in the second level these whatever the submitted ideas. So these ideas will be directly linked to the some of the schemes, and they are going to give the funding to the students from this particular NIR. And acceleration and investment linkage facilitation. So there may be some kind of programs, especially when we are talking about the startup culture, there will be acceleration program. So through this, it is a kind of cohort program. So where the student can complete within 3 stipulated time from ideation to startup launching, they can go through this acceleration program. And they are going to provide even facilities for investing also. So through the angel investing or venture capitalists, they are going to connect through these particular portals. So as per these MOAs, they have defined this particular what is ideation, innovation and startup here. So ideation is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. That is the first level. And second is the innovation level, creation of new idea or concept. And third level will be the startup, that is all about a commercialization and making a business. So this NIC is a 360-degree learning approach. So basically it is a cycle of learning and understanding the process of innovation and startup. So they have defined some set of whatever the activities need to be done throughout the year, so that within a 1 year time how the students go from ideation level, or how they can identify the problem and how they can go for launching a startup. So here each team going to traverse a path from problem identification, that is the first level, ideation is the second level, and making a prototype, proof of concepts, then they are going to build a business model, and finally they are going for the venture creation. So this is the steps. So here you can see what is the process here. So this is the two things they have defined in the 360 degrees approach. So this is the 360 degrees innovation support, and where you can see 360 degrees startup support. So whoever the students wants to do some innovations, the first level entry, they have to at least understand the environments, understand the society, they have to identify the problems. So basically when the students are sitting in the campus, it is very difficult to understand what is the problems in the society. Nowadays, even when you are looking at the students, at least when they are traveling from college to the home also, they are not going to observe what is there beside them. So they always may be busy with mobile phones, and they may be watching some videos that and all. So they are not in a position to observe even what is happening in the environment also, or their surroundings. So for such a particular situation, to address that particular situation, at least I think earlier we conducted 1 or 2 field visits, and we are planning for 1 or 2 field visits in the upcoming days also. The first step will be field visits, where students can be taken to the field or a certain environment where there is a scope for identifying some problems, so whenever the students are participating in the field visits, so they are able to identify what is the problem in that particular certain environment. The next one will be need to conduct some ideation workshops. So if the students are coming and participating in some ideation workshop. So they are able to define what is the problem statement and solution development. They are entering into this particular part. So this is the basic first level, and in the second level here, so there may be they have to participate in the design thinking workshops. So whenever they are a part of this design thinking workshops, so they are able to develop what is the proof of concept and validate what is their concepts developed to solve this particular identified problem. And whenever these students, whenever they are having the POC with them, so then next days they can participate in demo days or any competitions that and all. So whenever they are presenting their whatever the POCs developed here in the demo days, then selection of the best POCs. So we can select the best proof of concepts from this particular group. And basically whenever the students are having the POC with them, I think some may be having some IP elements within the POC. So whenever they are going to participate in the IP kind of workshops, they will know what is the IP, what is the intellectual property, how, what is the benefits if they are going to take the IP rights for their particular innovations. So whenever they are part of this particular workshop, so they may be going to get the IP rights for that particular innovations. Then whenever the next stage will be prototype development. So whenever they are a part of some technological workshop, and when they are having some skills to on some technologies, like if the aeronautical student, they should know about what is the analysis part, they should know about how they can work with the drone technology. So many things will be there. So they have to be a part of some kind of technical workshops, they have to gain some knowledge, and so that they can make this prototype in a very quick manner. And next one will be demo days or presentation again. So where the selection of best prototypes. So once this student is completing the prototype, the next stage will be entering into the 360-degree startup support. So here once they are going to complete this particular cycle, the students may be reaching from, so here it will be the TRL1, technology readiness level 1 to, here it may be 5 or 6. So they are going from TRL level 1 to 5 or 6. Then, so once they are having with the prototypes, then the next one will be making a business model for that particular prototype. Obviously, any innovator, if they are going to invent something, obviously they have to make business out of whatever the innovations they are going to do. So for that particular purpose, first they should know what is the business model, how they can create a business model. So here, when they are a part of some mentoring sessions, so when they can build a business model canvas for their particular prototypes developed, and whenever they are part of these national level boot camps and exhibitions, so they can plan for the venture planning. And the next one will be startup formulation, so where they may get the incubation support, seed funding, and they may get some investment opportunities from the angel and VCs. And finally, so this will be once we are follow up that particular students, and when we are supporting the hand-holding support in terms of the mentoring, in terms of the seed funding support, in terms of connecting the students to these particular investments like VC or angel investors, so then they are entering into this particular startup ecosystem. So whenever the student starts from this particular process, and when they have to traverse here, so as per my knowledge, so whenever the students are in the third year, at least they may complete this particular cycle through this particular PBL and RBL laboratories. So these are the one of the most thrust areas going to undertaken by all the institutions. Even Ministry of Education, Institution Innovation Council also, they have kept, these are the thrust areas. So healthcare and biomedical devices, IoT based technologies, waste management, environmental pollution control, clean and potable water, renewable energy, food processing, automobile technology and transportation, robotics and drones, agriculture and rural development, smart vehicles, ICT and cyber physical system. So this is the innovation and entrepreneurial infrastructure. So there are 3,456 pre-incubation centers are there, and 1,500 incubation centers are there, 585 IPR cells, and 237 technology transfer offices are there all over the India. And coming to the IAC members and expert base, so total of 51,000 faculty members are there as a part of IAC, and 72,000 student members are there, and 9,400 external experts are there, and 18,504 innovation ambassadors are trained. So as of now, from our institutions, there are a total of 24 faculty members trained as innovation ambassadors. So basically here, once any faculty trained as an innovation ambassador, so if they want to retrieve their credentials for the next 1 or 2 years, so they have to conduct a certain activities, they have to inculcate the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. So why? Because if the Ministry of Education wants to develop the culture of innovation among the students as well as the faculty in each and every institution, it is very difficult for them. So that they have taken an initiative that, so at the first level, if we train some faculty members from each institution, so that they can impart the knowledge and skills to the other faculty as well as the students in the institution. As a part of that initiative, they have trained so far 18,500 innovation ambassador as a part of innovation ambassador training by Ministry of Education. So this is the another forum, third initiative. So first one will be the National Innovation Repository, second one will be the National Innovation Challenge, and third one is National Forum for Technology Transfer and Innovation Commercialization. So when you look at the institutions, so many institutions there won't be any IPR cells, so there is no possibility of talking about. So a institute can facilitate for tech transfer as well as the commercialization. So they want to train some of the institutions through the capacity building programs, so that any institution, individuals, institutions also can establish these IPR cells where they can take from filing the IP to the taking that IP to the commercialization level. So as a part of that one, so they are going to take this initiative, National Forum for Technology Transfer and Innovation Commercialization. So they are going to work on the hub and spoke model. So if you take the Hyderabad, there will be some institutions, so where all the HEIs are connected to that particular institution for serve this particular purpose. So a networked hub-spoke model for empowering the HEIs with the technology transfer knowledge, skills and capacity to facilitate commercialization of R&D technologies. So this is, they have mentioned, but it is not in the live, so it may come in the next couple of months. So through this particular one, so build and manage decentralized hub-spoke model for tech transfers in IAC institutions, create a potential technologies for transfers, capacity building of IAC institution in technology transfer and commercialization. So adoption of network and system approaches. So facilitate industry meets and connections. So why? Because whenever we are going to consider about the many of the higher education institutes, so the students, some students may be really doing some good innovations, but in the next level support they may not be getting. Why? Because the institutions may not be facilitated with all the facilities for tech transfer and commercialization. So they want to plan, everything need to be done. So once the students submit idea into this particular NIR, if the ideas are good, next they will make the prototypes. If it is good, then they can go for the startup. And if there is any IP elements is there, they want to support this particular through this particular portal, that is National Innovation Repository, that is Yukthi portal. So they want to handhold the student innovators, faculty members, startups, alumni entrepreneurs, or whoever incubated in the institutions. So they want to handhold in all aspects through this particular Yukthi portal. So here, these are the things will be there, basic things. So who will be a part of this Yukthi NIR means, so any individual, it may be the faculty member, alumni, student, or any innovator incubated their particular ideas or startups within the any institution. So they have to go on registration first in the yukthi.mic.gov.in, and if they have the their basic ideas at the level of TRL 1 to 3, so they can reposit their innovations as a IDR POC, and if they are having the higher level of technology, so they can deposit as the innovation or prototype repository, and the third one will be TRL 4 to 9, even startup or business models. So yeah, చెప్తాను మేడం, రికార్డింగ్ అవుతుంది, later we will discuss it. Okay. So here as of last submitted data from our institution, so we submitted 72 idea POC repository, and we submitted the 45 innovation and prototypes. So these are at the TRL level 4 to 9, and business model or startup that are also TRL 4 to 9, that is the 8. So I calculated what is the percentage if I take a whole students like 4,000 students, suppose 4,000 by 4, if you are going to take like a batch of 4 members will be there in each team. So this percentage will be 0.05. It's very less. At least 1% should be there here. And this is also, if we consider only third year and final year students, so this ratio also it's all about 0.09. That will be 0.001. So that is what we are having the credentials. At least every year we have to improve these particular credentials. Why? Because even many of the students also be a part of these experiential courses, and even as a part of UG PG projects also they are going to develop some products. But we should have some platform. So if all the faculty members who is engaging these particular students as a project coordinators, as a PBL faculty, or as a exceed handling faculty on the various courses, so if all the faculty members guide the students to be a part of this NIR, so the students are going to get much benefits. So this is they defined in a proper structure. So even when we are talking about the exceed courses, so at the end they have to submit one final report. What kind of report they have to submit? So as per this particular NIR, so they have given the formats for all the 3 cases. So if they are having the IDR POC, they have given one format. And if the innovation or prototype is there, they have the another format. And if they have the business model and startup, they have the another format. But when we look at this idea POC and these 2 kind of formats, so there is no much difference. So when you take here, few items will be there, and when you come to this level, so there may be another additional items are added into the second level. So that I will go through the PPT here again. So whenever we are considering this particular IDR POC submission form, the first one will be what is the title of the innovation and what is the developed as a part of. So whether they are developed as a part of academic requirement or academic research assignment or industry sponsored projects, and independent assignment or non-academic study projects. So here, so academic requirement and study project may be something like we can consider it as a UG/PG projects as well as the PBL and RBL outcome. And academic research assignment and industry sponsored project, I think some of the faculty members, even some students, they got the grants as a part of this one. So they also submit here independent assignment or non-academic study project. So especially the third item will be taken care by the incubation center, R&D, or even HTSP also. And they are asking for the different financial years during the idea, which year they have developed. So at least they are asking for the last 3 years. But if you are searching for the data, it will be very difficult, so that at least we have to compulsory reposit the ideas in each and every semester before completion of the course, so that no data will be missed in this particular aspects. So sector and domain, in which sector they are going to domain. So in the drop down there are different kinds of sectors are there. So whatever the thrust areas they have to select. So innovation type, so whether they are going to develop a product, whether they are going to develop a process, and whether they are going to provide some services when they are in the marketplace or business management. So this is relevant to some startup. So whatever it may be, whatever the relevant one, they have to opt here. And next one will be, so development stage. So when we are taking the IDR POC, so they are considering for TRL levels 3. So TRL 1, that is the basic research and principles observed. TRL 2, so technology formulation and concept. And TRL 3, applied research, first laboratory test completed, proof of just if they are enough to demonstrate whatever the concepts they have developed in the a simple laboratory environment. So till that we can consider it as the TRL 3. So whoever the students are reached to till this particular part, they can submit as a IDR POC and define the problem and its relevance to today's market, society or industry need. So they have to define the problem, maximum 100 words. So we have to take care whenever the students are submitting this particular problem statement. At least sometimes students may write a one line or offline. So that is not acceptable. So at least we can review. So the first step will be every student has to submit their report to faculty members. So once at the first level we can verify the documents. In the next level only we can allow the students to submit into this particular portal. and what is the solution or proposed development. So I have seen many of the students, so they are going to give directly the solution in the problem statement itself. So they are not able to know, so what is the problem, what is the solution. So at least they can define the problem here. So for that problem, what is the solution, they have to keep it here. But most of the time students are combining the problem as well as the solution in this particular part itself. So that is the care we have to take, and explain what is the uniqueness and distinctive feature of the product or solution. So especially here, whenever the students wants to define what is the uniqueness in what they are doing, first of all they should know what is existing in the market or what kind of products are existing to solve the same problem. So when they have that particular understanding, then only they can define what is the uniqueness there in their particular innovation. So without conducting a basic research, if one enter into making a prototype or making a product, they do not know about what problem they are solving, what uniqueness is there. So once they are able to carry the problem research, then only they can answer all these particular things. So then, however, proposed developed solution or products solution is different from similar kind of products by the competitors, if any. So if they have done properly these three things, then they can answer this one. So if they haven't done proper research, they cannot answer to this particular question. So we should guide the students in such a way that first they can come up with the only problems, then after identifying the problem only we can allow them to come up with the ideas, then for that ideas they can develop the concept, then they can do some POC. And most important thing here, whenever they are looking about the credentials of any innovator or anything, suppose if anyone is doing the innovation, as per our knowledge, maybe there is a chance of 70 to 80% there will be IP element if they are really doing some innovation. But many of the students or whatever the innovations we are reposting, even though there may be some IP elements are there, they are not able to file the IPs for that particular innovative ideas. So at least from each and every class, at least one or two guys may be going to file this IP, and whenever they are uploading these ideas into this NIR, so if there is some already patent file, that is going to add much value to the institution, especially when we are talking about the rankings and all. So that is most important here.
For both product and the software or only for products? So that
IP may be for anything, sir. When we are talking here, all the things.
Software and hardware.
Yes, sir. For anything they can take. So for the software, there are some constraints are there in the IP that.
Yes, that's what.
Yeah. So if the solution received any innovation grant or seed fund support, so that is also sometimes if the ideas are good, that may be connected to some funding schemes. So if they have received any funding, so that may be entered here. S or no means if they kept the S means they will ask how much he received. Okay. Any other recognitions like national, international. So the many students they are going to participate in the expos or hackathons or ideathons, or they are going to participate in the some other places also, especially whenever we take the aero students, they are going to participate in the SAE aero design challenges. Even they are going to get the international recognition for their designs, but that data also not coming to this particular NIR. So that is, we can see that everything will be coming to this particular portal. So I think we are planning to take care of all the data should be entered. Whoever going to participate in the competitions, that data will be coming to these particular portals. So whenever they are having the recognitions at the national, international level, that is also another additional value for this particular NIR, whatever we are reposting. So if the solution commercialized either through the technology transfer or enterprise development, so if they are having this particular S option, then what is the details of this tech transfer or commercialization? So as the solution received any pre-incubation or incubation support, so this is from the college end. So we'll be having some centers like technology innovation, STSP, in the aeronautical ARDC is there. So in the department levels also some centers are there. So whether if they whatever they received, they have to select here. And finally, more important thing, in the last academic year, even myself in the electrical department, my students also made some whatever the products, product based projects in the final year. So whenever we want to deposit that in the NIR, we don't have the video for that particular one. So compulsory they are asking for a video of this particular prototype, and even not only for this NIR, when you look at whenever some committees are coming, NBA or NAC or anything, so we always use it to display some of the projects in the departments, but even though it is a good, so that we cannot show in the working condition. Why? Because the students may be done a good project, but they left the institution as they are graduating from the institution. But whenever the committee comes, if we want to show the same project, we cannot demonstrate that particular one. So that if we are having a at least 2 to 3 minutes video of whatever they have done during the demonstration, so whenever they are making a video, first they have to explain what is the problem statement, what is the problem they are solving, what is the idea, and finally they have to show how this prototype is going to working. So during that working condition they have to make a video, so such that all the videos will be there with us. So whenever any committee comes, we can just play the videos, no need to show any hardware models.
As a restriction, sir.
Sir, 1 minute, I will discuss later. Yeah, because recording is going on. Yeah. So that is what important of making a video. So that is what even they are also asking for URL of the video. So all the students, they can make the video on what prototype they have done. So they can upload into their Google Drive or their YouTube channel if they are having own YouTube channel, and they can give the link over here, and also the upload photograph. So that is not the photograph of the student, this is the photograph of prototype. And if they have the startup, what is the startup photo and what is the startup company logo, that they have to upload. So this is the basic form for a basic level, that is the TRL 1 to 3. So that is for prototype, IDR, POC level, proof of concept level. So as per the guidelines of this Yukthi NIR portal, so they also given the evaluation criteria. So who is going to evaluate this particular one means, so from the Institutional Innovation Council, so already there are 24 faculty members trained as the innovation ambassadors from the institution, from the various departments, and also we can add some external peoples as a part of evaluators. So at the first level, either the innovation ambassadors from the college or the external mentors, they are going to evaluate these particular ideas. So the criteria of this IDR POC submission, so this we can use at the ideation level. This is what we use it for the PBL internal evaluation. This is the criteria. So right identification of the problem, relevance of the solution, quality features of the solution, uniqueness of the solution. So here total of 50 marks they have given. So out of the 100 we have to evaluate, and after submitting the IDR POC, after evaluating, the best ideas will be nominated to the next level in the IAC portal. They can be connected or linkaged to the external mentors, or if ideas are really good, sometimes that may be connected to the external incubation centers also. So in addition to this particular idea POC, if it is a prototype of level TRL 4 to 9, so in addition to the earlier form, so they have to come up with these points also, highlight the utility or value proposition aspects of the solution, and highlight the market potential aspects of the solution or innovation, or what is the market size, who are the customers there for that particular product, that they have to mention. So the second one will be sustainability. So whenever we are talking about any product or any startup, the sustainability of that particular product in all the aspects, sustainability in terms of finance, in terms of the environment, so that all aspects they have to know here. And environmental sustainability, highlight environmental friendliness aspects and related benefits of the solution or innovation. So right now even many people are talking about the greenfield projects. What kind of startups are making the money in the current ecosystem means, whoever the startups are talking about the greenfield projects, they only going to generate the money. Why? Because carbon capture is going to be a very big problem. So many startups are working on the greenfield projects. So that is also they have to mention here. So in addition to the previous form, so these another 4 items they have to add whenever the innovation is above the TRL 3. So that is TRL 4 to 9. So for evaluating this one, so these are the parameters are considered. So the first one will be achieving fit, problem solution fit. So here during the IDR POC level, there may be a problem and students are going to have a prototype. So whether this prototype are going to address this particular problem or not, that we have to see. So So if this particular prototype or whatever they made, if it is really addressing this particular problem, that we can say that problem solution fit is achieved. So they have the problem, they identified the problem, they come up with the solution. Whether this solution is going to meet the requirements of the customer to address that particular problem. So if it is done, the problem solution fit. What is this problem solution fit means? If you go and type something in the Google, problem solution fit, there will be something like canvas. So there are certain items are there in the problem solution fit. So they have to take that chart and they have to keep all the elements and they can fill all the forms. So once they are trying to fill that particular form, if they reach the 10th point, so that they can know that whether the problem solution fit is occurred or not, achieved or not. Second one will be quality features and uniqueness of the solution, and next one will be achieving product market fit. So now we have the problem, we have the solution. So this solution may be fitted into to solve that particular problem. Next one will be product market fit. So whether this whatever the product you created, that will fit into the market or not, whether the product is performing well, whether it is getting the positive reviews, whether it is attracting the customers, whether this product company is delivering the services properly to the customers. So this is also very important. So here the two things. The first one is, so as a startup, as a company, if I am going to create a value to the customer, means if I am going to make the customer happy, then the customer is going to make me happy by increasing my business. So if the customer is happy, so they are going to spread a mouth talk about good things about my product, so that I am going to get more and more customers. So that is going to create the wealth for the company. So if you satisfy your customer, the customer are going to create a wealth for your company. That is what happening in this ecosystem. And feasibility of the solution or innovation and applicability of the solution or innovation on these 5 factors. So that will be evaluated for the next level, especially whenever the PBL external is happening. So most of the times we will take the evaluation criteria for these particular aspects. Okay. And when we come about the next level, that is the business model or startup. So any student having generally here student can go to any level. So no need to have the idea POC, no need to go to prototype or innovation and the last stage startup. It is not the thing. So without directly they can go and deposit something in the idea POC, and without going for idea POC they can go for the second level, they can go for the third level. That is what guidelines given in the portal. And whenever it is a business model or startup, first, so there will be a startup or venture name. So website of the startup, that is the optional, and they have to see. So startup venture, whether they can register as a company, register as a firm, there is no registration. Whether it is a private limited company, whether it is a one-person company, they have to define that one. So SME registration, registered unit. So companies means generally they should have some GST number. So they are asking for that particular number also. So registered partnership firm. So year of establishment, corporate identification number. So all these details. So whenever we are trying to register for a startup, so obviously there will be two things, SIN and DIN will be there. SIN will be the corporate identification number of your company. DIN will be the director identification number of yourself. So the two things are much important when we are talking about the startups. So this is different kinds of whatever the startups. So limited liability partnership firm, private limited firm, one-person company. So whenever you are talking about all these different kinds of startups that are not, so there may be terms and conditions may be different, some may be flexible. So if you take the private limited company, every year you have to file the returns compulsory, but if it is not the case of LLP or some registered firm, so there are some difference in the terms and conditions of each and every category. So here again, whenever the startup or anything, obviously there will be some innovative element is there, there may be some commercial aspects are there, what kind of innovations, what kind of problem they are going to solve, so that details they have to keep again here. So what is the key innovation which is core to the startup or venture, they have to define in the 20 words. So what is the year of starting that one, and what is the key innovative which is core to the startup. So whether they are doing as a part of academic requirements, as a part of individual assignment, as a part of incubation center, whether they are doing. So what sector they are going to consider for their startup, so that is also they have to select here. And is there any intellectual property? So that is also there for many of the startups. So did the venture startup receive any innovation grant from the institute? And did the venture startup receive any innovation grant from any external sources? And venture startup raised any angel venture capital investment so far? And is there any recognition awards for this particular startup? And has the startup grown to an annual business turnover of 50 lakhs during any last 3 financial years? All these details we have to keep. And next one, what is the problem and what is the whether this define the product market fit achieved or not. So that is what problem solution fit, product market fit, and detail the potential market size. So whenever we are talking about the startups, so many times before starting or before registering they should have some business plan. So within this one, all the aspects like who are going to be customer, what is the market size, so what are the different channels they are going to grow their business or reach the customers. So all the details will be there in their business plan. So once they are having, so they can fill this particular potential market size of their particular startup. And detail of the business fit achieved to be achieved by the startup. So they have to briefly explain about what is the business model of the startups. So highlight any competitive advantage such as intellectual property or any unique selling propositions associated with the product or service or business model or startup. So generally, obviously, whenever someone is going to make a startup, at least they may be having some USP, or that is nothing but unique selling point, or they may be having some IP element at least. So they have to mention here. And this is all about whatever the startups, they have to fill this particular form. And whenever coming to the evaluation of these startups or business models, so achieving fit, problem solution fit, product market fit, potential market size and target customers. So whether they have clarity, total available markets and services available. So all this information as a part of this business plan, and competitive advantages and uniqueness of their startups or whatever the solutions or business, and achieving fit. So that is the investment readiness level and readiness of the business model to commercialize, the innovation and business customer tractions achieved. So these 5 factors are considered for evaluation of any startup. So this is defined by the Ministry of Education for all the institutions. So these are the basic eligibility of submission for anyone, their ideas, innovations or startups into this NIR portal. So those who are in academic, current student, recently graduated, alumni, faculty, staff, entrepreneur at incubation unit of the IAC Institute or HEI can submit their ideas, innovations, business models, startups. Whoever associated with the institute, all members can submit. So as of now, only the students are submitting, even faculty members also can submit and take a part of this NIR. The basic eligibility for submission of application is that applicant should have had association with the institute in any one of the forms as mentioned above. And applicants must upload the copy of document or ID proof of association with the institute by registration. So whenever you are trying to register for this IAC portal, so you have to upload, mention what is the card and the ID card number, and you can, faculty or students, if they have the institute ID card, they can use that particular card for registration purpose. And these are some of the benefits for innovations. So receive one-to-one mentoring support from this HES, that is one of the thing. And through this particular mentoring, sometimes the internal or external mentors going to engage the students, and opportunity to avail incubation support and get a financial assistance from the colleges as per the college policy, and possibility to get linked or referred to the incubation centers outside the institute for further incubation support and guidance, and chance to get connected with angel investors or VC firms for the further investment, and receive facilitation services from the HAR IPR cell for IP filing, tech transfer and licensing support. Even for making this IP filing and simple, even the Ministry of Education come up with one initiative called Kapila IT Literacy Scheme. So where they are going to reimbursement, what is the filing charges for any patents for every institution, for every year they are going to support 10 IPs. So they are going to reimburse for 10 IPs, whatever the fee you are going to pay for filing. And the institute can nominate the best proposals to the National Innovation Contest or any grant challenges, so which are going to organized by the Ministry of Education. and opportunity to get nominated by the HEI to participate in the various competitions and programs, so where we are going to be a partner, and eligible to be a part of various support mechanisms provisioned as in the innovation and startup policy that is aligned with the national innovation startup policy. So these are all the some of the benefits for the innovations whenever they are going to submit in this particular NIR portal. So these are some of the benefits for institutions. So first of all thing, through this NIR portal we are going to get repository of all the ideas, all the innovations, all the startups by the students. So this is going to a single platform where we are going to get all the information of all the students, faculty, innovators or entrepreneurs. So this data will be directly taken for this particular ranking purpose, especially RA ranking. Even for the last academic year they have taken the data directly from the Yukthi NIR. And this also going to see, they are going to display what are the number of events conducted by each institute, what are the number of products developed by each institute, number of startups there in the each institute. So whenever we are looking at this particular whatever the values, so we can see where we are exactly. So by looking at the other institutions, by looking at the national level data, where we are, that kind of information we are going to get. So based on that one, we can define some benchmarking or key performance indicators to grow even our institution. And also it is supporting planning and effective awareness generation. So through these particular initiatives by the Institutional Innovation Council, by Ministry of Education, they are coming up with the many of the activities. So if all the students or faculty as a part of these activities throughout the year, definitely they are going to understand what is the complete ecosystem in the innovation and entrepreneurship arena, so that they can plan for their own ventures, they can become an entrepreneurs in the future. And systematics and channelize innovations and create a pipeline of quality innovations. So here whatever the submissions happened in the NIR, that is evaluated at the various levels by the various expert committees, and it may be identified, and sometimes it may be directly given the seed fund support from the institutions, or that may be connected to the external also. So connect and collaborate with the wide range of ecosystem enablers and agencies. So they are going to provide a lot of opportunities for the students to participate through this particular Ministry of Education. So every year they are going to come up with at least 10 to 20 challenges for the students of the national platform. So if they are very good at all these particular aspects, if the students are aware of this one, and if the students are able to fill at least these particular forms, definitely they can participate in all the challenges conducted by the Ministry of Education. And here, so these are the some clarification. So where the students will submit. So basically here the general process will be, the student in the first year may be having basic ideas. So once they are having the basic ideas, so that is they are going to submit, and that will be evaluated by expert team. Then it will be go to the next level, that is the prototype or innovation, and if they are having this one, next will be the business model or startup. So there is no correlation here. So one can directly submit prototype or innovation, one can directly submit the startup, or one can directly go to basic level. So anything. So at any point of time they can submit anything here. So what are the sources? So we are planning to create this National Innovation Repository from the institution through these particular various sources. The first level will be at the innovation center. At our level we will be having some of the data. Why? Because some students we are supporting at the institution level, and we connected some of the students to the external incubators also. So that data will be getting from these three sources. Especially we will get the data of IPRs, that and all from the R&D center. And as mentioned, even sponsored projects and academic research projects also will be a part of this particular NIR. And outcome of exit courses, we are having a couple of courses, a total of 5 courses in the one academic year. So all those course outcomes will come as a part of this NIR. And innovation prototypes from UG projects, innovations and prototypes from PG projects, and faculty innovators or faculty startup founders, and alumni entrepreneurs, and many more. So these are the various sources we are planning to consider to deposit these particular sources into this NIR data. So we have a specific plans to deposit these all the ideas into this particular NIR. So the first step will be something like for the PBL, for the project-based learning courses, we are planning to have one particular kind of expo after completing the sectional examination. Why? Because many of the students right now they started doing some prototypes. So at least after they are writing the theory examinations, then before conducting the external laboratory exams, we will have some expo where students can come and exhibit their particular